So this is a cocktail channel, and you're probably wondering what you're looking at and why. Well, I'm not drinking this week, so I'm going to show you a cocktail adjacent hobby that starts with a 3D print. Okay, so now you're probably even more confused, but let me just back up. We're making ice. It's ice. So I had this idea that I could make an ice mold that would incorporate the garnish. So the mold itself would have a place to put a garnish. In my older ice molds, after you made the ice and made the drink, I would sort of need a place to put the garnish. I would curl up an orange peel and maybe wedge it next to the ice or just throw it in the glass, but I thought we could do better. So if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll have seen my video on the duck ice. This is going to be a similar procedure, but I'm going to make more of a sort of general purpose ice mold. Now this involves making a 3D print and making a silicone mold from that print. But before we do any of that, I wanted to try and do a prototype, a proof of concept, if you will. Now the concept basically is to make a little divot, a little reservoir in the top of the ice cylinder so that I could put the garnish in there. So what I did was my standard cylinder water bottle in a beer koozie method, or stubby holder method if you prefer. Just suspended a cork in the top of the cylinder with a couple of skewers. And that worked pretty great, actually. This is something you could do easily at your house if you were using my cylinder ice method. It was a little difficult to get it to come out, but I did eventually succeed. So I think my proof of concept is going good. I'm going to move along to show you the 3D print. I made this 3D model in Blender. I'm not like a Blender expert. I don't know a ton about it, but I've managed to figure it out just enough that I can do what I need to do. The bottom of the ice is going to be the same as the duck ice. At this time I'm going to cut in a little cylinder in the top, and I also even added my logo, my little bottle logo, to the top of this ice. It comes out a little hard to see in the final product, but I thought that would be fun. Now, if you haven't watched the other 3D printed ice videos, the basic concept is you make this print. I make a silicone ice mold out of the print using this stuff called Sorta Clear. It's a food-safe silicone mold material. I gotta cut a hole in the top of the mold and the bottom of the mold to let the water in and to let the bubbles and whatnot come out the bottom. I take the whole mold, I stick it into a water bottle. I stick the water bottle into a beer koozie or a stubby holder if you prefer. Put that whole thing in the freezer overnight. In the morning you can let it sit for 15 minutes and then voila, you've got a wonderful piece of ice. Now, I've done this a few different times, but I have to say, every time that I pull like a nice looking piece of ice out of one of these silicone molds, I am filled with delight. Anyway, let's go check out some beauty shots. I'm not drinking this week, as I said, so this is just going to be a couple of fig shrub sodas that are going to stand in for the cocktail. Of course, you can go learn about fig shrub soda from an earlier video. Anyway, let's go check these out. Innovation! So these worked out great. Even just the prototype version is working great. I am gonna have to figure out the best way to cut the orange peels to make them fit in there the best, but even a cherry in there looks awesome, so there's options. Fig shrub is also delicious. Go watch that video if you haven't already. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, and if you have any great ideas for shapes that would make good ice, let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for something new to try out. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.